You've been working through the VMS design process, and finally, you must communicate how you came to your final design. You will create a Google Slides presentation that includes the following. Your first slide will be your title slide with your company and group members' names. So if your group name was BHC Beastie Boys Space Rocket Company, you'll list your company name and the names of your members. Slide 2, you will list your materials that you use for your ballast, fins, and your nose cone. On slide 3, you will include your technical specification or technical specs listing your final rocket height, the number of fins you used, the fin width, the fin shape, and the nose cone shape. You also need to include a picture of your rocket on this slide. On slides 4 and 6, you will write your descriptions of your outcomes for launch number 1 and launch number 2. You'll list your hang time, describe what happened to your rocket upon launch and landing. On slides 5 and 6 are redesign. Include your reflections and improvements from launch number 1 and launch number 2. Include why no changes were made or need to be made. All of this information should have already been written, detailed in your STEM journal. Slide 8 is your sales pitch. List and explain 3 reasons why SpaceX should use your design when developing rockets to send people to Mars. This is another slide where you could include more pictures. The minimum amount of slides that you are able to have is 8, with no more than 9 total slides.
Your SpaceX bottle rocket communicate portion, which Ms. Doddsey just told you about, will be graded using the rubric that you see here. First of all, you'll be graded on the presentation. Ms. Doddsey just went over each of the slides, including the title slide and the subsequent slides that will follow. Each of the parts of the rubric that you see here, from materials, technical specs, descriptions of outcomes, redesign, and sales pitch, are all the slides that are listed in detail of what is needed, including pictures. You'll be graded on a scale of 0 to 3, with 3 being the best possible score and 0 being the least possible score. Please be sure that you are following the description for a 3 if you plan to get a 3. You will also be graded on each STEM challenge over 21st century skills, such as communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. This will be how you worked as a group. How did you communicate as a group? Did you use your critical thinking skills to make adjustments on the fly in between launches 1 and 2? And then the design of your rocket will show your creativity. Engineering skills. Final product and STEM journal demonstrates thorough use of the design process. Will we be able to open up your journal and your final project to see you completely work from question and define, down to test and analyze, reflect and improve, back to test and analyze, reflect and improve, and now onto the communicate portion, which you are currently working. And then finally, technology skills. Will we see in the question and define and imagine your research? Will we see you use examples from the internet or examples from online sources to make your rocket better? And then will we see, obviously, this communicate portion in a Google Slides presentation? This rubric will be available in the Google Classroom. Please constantly refer to it to know exactly what it is you'll be graded and how you'll be graded.